Hi guys, my name is Jana. For those of you who don't know me yet, I changed my intro just a little bit. I wanted to show you something. I have 3 different channels. Channel 1 is my channel for the advanced beaders. This middle channel is the channel for the beginning beaders. And my 3rd channel is for those of you who would like to be challenged. Beginning beaders, if you came here, just pause the video for a second. And click on my little icon. If you never beaded before, then click on View. Choose Oldest first, and you can see where the basic beginning beading starts. Now, I'm working my way up to get a little bit more advanced every time with every video, and as you can see, there's plenty of them on there. In about 3 months, you should be up to the level where you can do any of them. Just choose one, pick one, and you're good to go. You can just go back to browse videos to see the latest videos, and if you really like my channel, then please subscribe. Thank you. Let's start beading now. Hi guys, today I want to start a series of videos that are about stitches, and I want to show you how to do the right angle weave stitch, and of course later on we're gonna embellish that. These are called tennis bracelets. They're very thin and they're very flexible, and most of the time I think they're bangles, but I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I want to make one for the tutorial in patriotic colors because the 4th of July is coming up. So, yeah, we need some, let's see, Fireline 0.06 to begin with. I got 2.5 arm spans wide. You also need 2 wide-eye needles, and those are, I don't know if you can see that, but those are those kind of needles, because we're gonna right angle weave. And some people right angle weave with 1 thread, and in one of the later videos I will show you how to do that, and then I will tell you why I'm not a big fan of doing it that way. So basically we're now gonna just do something really simple, and that is the right angle weave. So we got 2 wide-eye needles, and we got 2.5 arm span wide on there of our Fireline. These are size 8/0 Miyuki seed beads. They're white. I got some 15/0 Miyuki seed beads. I have some 2mm round AB, but you can use also silver seed beads for that. These are size 11 silver lined seed beads. I got some 3mm Swarovski right here, and I got some 4mm Swarovski. So that's basically what you would be needing if you want to keep this bracelet flat. You can also use 4mm in between, but the bracelet will curve more and the line won't be as straight, because it would be a little bit too big. It's gonna push the seed beads in between there in each and every way, even if you would try and do size 15/0 seed beads in between there. But yeah, it's basically trial and error. But what this video is about, is about the right angle weave. So a right angle weave, you start with 3 seed beads, in this case size 11. I'm going to put that out of my camera focus for a little bit right now, because it's about the right angle weave. It's not about the embellishment. And this is how you do it. Pull those down, 3, and then you grab a 4th and you cross in the 4th. And you pull that all the way down to the middle. And this is your right angle weave. So it's basically, when you continue, it's 1 left, 1 right, and cross in 1. And we've done this several times, but because I want to do a video on just stitches right now, I just want to show you this. Right angle weave, 1 left, 1 right. Pull that down a little bit. I put these in my mouth and I pull them down, and you cross. And this is the best way to do the right angle weave. And whether you do them with bicones, or you do them with pearls, or you will do them with seed beads, this is the way it just looks best. But we'll get back to that later. So now I need to make this one left, one right. Pull it down. I need to make this long enough so it would fit for a bracelet. Cross. Pull. One left, one right. Pull down. Get one. And cross. And this is easier with white eye needles than it is with regular needles, of course. A lot of people use them. I don't use them that often, but for right angle weave I think they're perfect because it really takes very long. And now you're just going to continue left, right, pull down and cross until you got the size of the bracelet you need. Now don't forget, you need to add a clasp and you need to add a jump ring, and you're gonna have a loop on there, so make sure that it's not that it fits not all the way around, because when you add the clasp it might be too big. So when I get my jump rings and my clasp there, it will be perfect fit. Okay, and I would say just pause me now until this is long enough and you got that right angle weave under control, and then we're gonna embellish. Okay, I put 35 sets on there, and now to make sure that everything is good and tight, because you don't want the beads that you're going to put on top of there fall in between them later on. Just put your nail right here, and then the next one, and the next one, and just kind of pull that down and make sure that every bit of extensive thread will come down so that it's nice and tight. And you can do it like that too, which will go probably a little bit faster. Keeping that down so you don't pull that up anymore. And you do it all the way to the end. Until you can feel that you can pull the other two threads. See how much extensive cord there is? Okay, I feel that I can pull these now and everything will be okay. There. Okay, and you can just pull that out and you will see that everything is pretty much very neat. But you gotta just try and pull that tight as you can. Okay, now at the end we're gonna go around 2 times. Just take one thread, doesn't matter which one, just go around 2 times so that that thread won't move anymore. One, two, pull that tight again, do another one, and just go in one by one if you have to. Keep pulling that tight. Okay, now the other thread 2 times around, and be careful you don't pull that out of proportion anymore. Just make sure that that keeps nice and tight. Get this one off too. There. Now go around about 2 more times. Okay, and in there. Now get the other one to the other side. You don't want it to be in the way, but don't forget that you also need to go around at least once or twice with the other thread. You can do that right away so you won't forget, or you can do it later. Let's do it right away so we won't forget. I think that's about enough. 1 time is about enough. Went through there now a total of, I think, 4 times, 5 times. And you gotta be careful you don't come out of the silver, but you come out of the white. There. Okay, now we place this towards us. And as long as I have this needle in my hand, I might as well start with this one. Okay, I'm going to start with the right side needle. I'm going to pick up a blue bicone and I'm going to go into this one, but I'm going to cross over and then go in like that. I'm going to pick up a red bicone, 3 millimeters, and also crossing over the thread like that, and I'm going in. Over here. So I'm skipping 1 set of 2 and I'm just going in to the next one. Pulling that tight, picking up the bicone again, crossing over to the other side and into the third one. Now, I do not advise you to do this all the way to the end because you might get confused and your other thread might turn up in the same direction as this one. It happened to me a couple of times that I went into the wrong direction. So now we're just having the left thread. Just pick up the left thread. Just do like 3 or 5 of a max. So you go into the bicone and now you need to straighten things out. So you pull that through and then you go into the other side of that seed bead, okay? So that your bicone will be straight. Now it's straight on there, see? Go into that little one right there, pull that through, and pull that up if you have to, and into that middle seed bead right there. Pull that and into that bicone and into that seed bead right there, And now just pull both threads tight. And get that on there, get that all correct, get that sorted out. And when the other beads come between them, everything will be straight. But you gotta have them straight on there. You gotta see if they're straight, okay? So that's very important. If you got something that is like this, it's not straight on there, okay? So that's very important. That's why I say don't do more than 3 or 5 max. And what I also do is I start up, even though I got the other needle in my hand, I start up with the right one again. That's the one I'm putting the beads on, embellishing them, okay? So I've got a little one, and I'm just putting my thread over there so I know that I have to go in on this side. That's all that's for. And for it not to be in my way, of course, pull that through. And that's why it was so important that your first set was done tightly so that bicone doesn't fall through there. And I'm picking up a bicone, going to the other side with the thread and into that middle one again. Picking up a small one, thread to the other side, and into that middle one. Okay, and I'm going to do 5 bicone, thread to the other side, and into that one. Picking up a small one, thread to the other side, and into that one. I'm going to put this one down again, and I'm going to put that in front of me. That's easier, so it's out of the way. Picking up my other thread, my left thread, pulling that tight again into the bicone, and cross. And these seed beads, size 15-0, are very annoying. Okay. Straightening that out. Bicone. In the middle one. Bicone. In the middle one. Bicone. And in the middle one. Bicone. In that middle one. And now just pulling everything tight. And just straightening that out. Got my needle in my mouth, you can hear me when I do that. So you gotta straighten everything out to see if everything is still good. Put that a little bit there, a little bit there. And that one over there a little bit. And pull. See? That's pretty good. And the seed bead that will come in between, or in this case I'm going to put my little AB in between there. Right there. To make the sparkles. That will straighten everything out. So, That's basically all you do. Just be consistent. Use one thread to put the bicones on. Use the other thread to go through there again. And don't do more than 5, okay? So just pause me now until you are all the way at the end. And how tempting it was to do 7 on the last row. But nope, I didn't let myself be tempted. I just did 5. And I can stretch how important that is, especially if you have to get your threads out of there. So last 2, and I gotta go over it one more time. And the other thread. And now we're going to make that loop again. So we're going to do 7 seed beads. Straighten that out a little bit. Pull that tight. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, 7 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 silver seed beads. Going around carefully, trying not to stick through the other thread. Two. And 3. In there. And now we're going to do the side. So you're going to go into the side. And I'm going to pick up a silver and a size 15. And I'm going to go into the next one. And I'm going to continue doing this until I'm all the way at the end. Silver. Okay, so we're doing that all the way to the end. Once you reach the end, this one also goes through here about 2 times. And also a silver. And a seed bead 15. Can do that one more time. And when you need to do the other side, just turn it around like that and hold it like that. Now you can do like silver and a seed bead, or you can choose to do seed bead and silver and just kind of turn it around, which would also be cool. And just finish one side first and then do the other side. Okay? And I would say just pause me now until you got both sides done. Okay, I put everything in between there, and actually this looks pretty cool too, just all by itself, doesn't it? It's very pretty. And now we need to cross the threads up here again. We don't have to go through the loop again. I've been through there a couple of times now. I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to go into the bicone, and now we're going to add. Okay, now I want to add my bling bling in there, but if I put all of them in there, then it's going to curve, and I don't want it. I want it to keep straight, so I'm going to go with 2 15-0 white, and then I'm going to add 2 bling blingies. So I'm going to do that. I wanted to do bling in between all of them, but then I would be curving my bracelet. I don't want to do that. I want it to keep looking straight. So I'm going to start off with 2 white, 15-0. That will give it some room. 15-0, 15-0. And now I'm going to do 2 2mm AB round, and that will give it just the right edge. And that will keep it straight. Here I did the silver seed beads in between, which was perfect, and it's all straight and everything. So that's not a problem. But here it was a problem to do the Swarovskis in between all of them. So this is a good solution. Or if you have silver size 11, that would also be a good solution to put that in between there. So I'm going to go with 2 white again. And it depends on how tight you did this. I did this pretty tight, so I don't have so much that much room in between the bicones, but if you did it more loose, then all the 2mm will fit in between there. It shouldn't be a problem, and it would still be straight. So I did 2 Swarovskis again. I'm gonna do 2 whites again. It's basically a measuring thing, depending how loosely or tightly you beat it. But if you beaded it as tight as I did, then you will need to do this option right now to keep it straight and flat. Okay, so 2 AB rounds, 2mm or 2 silver seed beads, either way. And then 2 size 15s, or maybe all the size 11-0 silver will fit in between there. Maybe the round AB 2mm is a little bigger than the size silver seed bead. That could also be a possibility. So just do this all the way till the end. I would say pause me now till you get there. Okay, I'm all the way at the end. I'm crossing in again. Over there. And now I'm going to pick up the other thread. And the other thread also goes through all of these to straighten that out. And make sure that you pull that tight so that already is pretty straight. And then the other one can go right in there. You can push it through as far as possible, but make sure you got them all, because it's very important. If you don't get them all, then the bracelet is going to pull. So just make very, very sure you got them all. And all the way to the end. Get a nice straight line as you can see. And then we just need to later on add our clasp. But before that, first we're going to go all through here and make sure we get them all. There. Pull both of them. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now what I want to do is I'm going to go opposite of that thread in there. And I want to straighten out the side one more time. So I want to give it like an extra push through there. Also through all these seed beads. Give that a little bit more, straighten that a little bit more out. And then do the other side the same way. Oops. And then tie that off. But I'm not going to pull this tight, I'm just going to go through there, okay? So you don't want that bracelet to become too stiff, you just want to straighten it out a little bit more. So I would say get back to me when you've done all these last two sides, and then I'll show you how to tie it off. Okay, I'm going to go into the side, and right there I'm going to wait for the other thread to meet up so I can double knot it and get the threads away from the knot and then cut off my thread. So now I need to do this side. And it's starting to look better and better, and you can see that this side already has all the threads going through there, and you can see this one, I don't know if you can see that correctly, but you can see that going through there a second time straightens this out a little bit more opposed to that one, but you gotta really be a perfectionist to see that. But then I do, and you probably do too. So other thread all the way to the top, double knot and tie off, and then let's add the clasp. Okay, at the end, double knot, 1, 2, and another one. Why not? We got plenty of thread. And don't pull them too tight, just make sure they're knotted. And pull one thread back down the side as far away as possible from the knot. Oops. Gotta make sure you get them all. There. Cut that off. And the other thread goes into here and far away from that knot. Not a perfect piece. Don't be afraid. Because if anybody can break this, they're mighty, mighty smart. And it would be their own fault. So there we got one patriotic bracelet. Need to cut that off. And that looks pretty darn cool, doesn't it? Now we need to add the clasp. And then we're all done. Okay, I got a little chain. That's 4 loops. I'm going to pick up a white seed bead, a blue bicone, and another white seed bead. Because I got a flat head pin here, so I want to make sure that that doesn't fit. So in that case, it's going to be a silver seed bead and a bicone and another silver seed bead and that works very well. Pick that up, hold that on your bicone, and just right above the seed bead, just put your flat pliers right next to the seed bead, and then just turn it around like that, quarter. And this one, just push that one against your finger right there and cut that off. Get that 1, 2, put that in, and 3. There. Perfect loop. Get your jump ring, open it up, put that on there, and right there through the loop that you made with the seed beads. And that's a little open. So first I'm going to do that on the side, then I'm going to carefully do that like this, close that up, and then I'm going to push that down with my flat nose pliers, because I rather have a little oval loop there and then have that open up again. So jump ring, and this is like a 1/4 the position I hold my hands in, and I hold this one tight and my pliers go forward. It's hard to talk and do it at the same time. And it's better to hold these with the flat nose pliers actually. So we're going to go and put that on that side. And then we're just going to close that up. And I'm using my right hand now, which should have my flat nose pliers in there. I'm going to put that on the side first. Make sure that that's even. Close that up a little bit carefully. And then just from the top, just push that down until you see no more space in there. You can hardly find it where it was. And now we wear. I don't think I'm able to close that up by myself, and I'm going to try anyway. Got it. And right there. What do you think? It's pretty neat, isn't it? So you can even make 2 rows or 3 rows. I got my little dangle here as like the finishing touch. Very important. 2 rows would be like this. But we'll get back to 2 rows on how to do 2 rows in the next video. I think that's a smart plan. So guys, that's it for today. I hope you liked it, and the next video will be on how to do 2 rows and turn back for the 2nd row of the raw angle weave, because that's one of the things that boggled my mind, and I noticed I'm not the only one. How on earth do you get more than one row, and how do you turn back? So that will be the next video in the stitches video. And while I clean up, I was just thinking, you know what, guys? If you're smart, make a couple of these before the 4th of July and go to the jewelry stores nearby and see if you can sell these, because I think this would be, right now, a very quick way to make some money. So, yeah, that's what I would do if I needed some money. I would go to the nearby jewelry stores and just, you know, make about 5 or 10 and see if they want to buy them from you. And maybe you will get orders for more, and then you can do them in all kinds of colors, who knows. So basically these are called the tennis bracelets, okay? I want to show you that too on the side like that. Isn't that cool? Okay, bye guys.